Hello, welcome to Topical Tuesday, January 2nd, 2018. Steve Sipress here. My Rhino of the Day is out of my 1995 official Rhino Court calendar. It is, of course, January. Happy New Year. And that fantastic old Father Time Rhino passing the torch along to the young baby Rhino for the month of January, as they do every year, not just 1995. We're doing that now. So, Happy New Year to everybody. Love that calendar. Some fantastic rhinos in there I'll be sharing with you over the days. But today is Topical Tuesday. I'm going to talk about this tweet that our esteemed president and leader, Donald Trump, put out on Saturday evening, a couple of days ago, 3 days ago, where he said, I use social media not because I like to, and then paraphrasing here, but to combat the negative press against me in the fake media. And so at first glance, my first reaction to that was to crack up tremendously, thinking how absurd it is that Donald Trump doesn't like to use social media when, from all appearances, the way how often and how effectively and with how much gusto and passion he uses social media. It appears that he loves to use social media. But then I thought about it, and I said, first of all, there's nobody in the history of the world has profited more from using social media, other than, the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world who created it. But the profit from using it, and before Donald Trump came along, it was Kim Kardashian, who owes much of her, tens of millions of dollars a year income to the fact that she is a social media celebrity. But Donald Trump took it a step further and became a president of the United States, largely from it. So that made me think, it's possible, in fact, it's likely that he's telling the truth here. Hard as that is to believe. Donald Trump does not like using social media, but because he's a business person, he uses it because he's results-oriented. And so he likes the results that it gets. So Donald Trump would, of course, love and prefer, if you ask me, to have an adoring press like Obama had for 8 years, that largely just loves everything he says, the main newspapers, the main TV networks, and lots of online and cable stations and all that kind of stuff, just loving everything he says, very few detractors here or there. He would love that and therefore not have to use social media, have a glowing, adoring public, have his personal, what do they say, his ratings, his personal rating, whatever they call it, his, what do they call it, his popularity or whatever, his ratings soar up into the 70s or 80s or whatever, like Obama or other presidents or whatever. But since that isn't happening, and he is results-oriented, being a successful business person, like you or me, we need to be results-oriented. He'll use social media, and he'll use it early in the morning, late at night, on holidays, on weekends, 24/7, several times a day, strategically according to what comes out in the news or what comes out behind the scenes that he wants to make news. He's using it strategically, whether he likes to or not. And I thought about it, and I said, that's a lot alike all successful business people. And it is the opposite of unsuccessful business people. I've worked with thousands of business owners over the decades, and I've been a business owner myself, so I've gone through my own successes and failures. And I know that at the time I was failing, it was largely because I wasn't doing things I knew I should do, because I didn't feel like it. I was like, oh, I don't feel like doing that. Like, well, if you don't feel like taking out the garbage, and nobody does, then the garbage is going to pile up at your house. If you don't feel like washing the dishes, the sink will pile up with dishes. There's lots of things we do because we like the results. We like having a clean sink. We like having an empty garbage can that doesn't stink up the joint. We like having our wife not, nagging us 17 times, take out the garbage, take out the garbage. So we do things we don't necessarily like. Well, it's the same with successful business owners. See, most business owners, and I differentiate, and you hear me often talk about the difference between business owners and entrepreneurs. Business owners own a business, and that's it. You're waking up every day, you're hoping the phone rings enough time for you to go out and do some work and pay your bills and make some money, and that's about it. One business, basically you own a job. An entrepreneur does not have a job, does not have just one business. An entrepreneur might start with just one business, but is always looking for new streams of income, new opportunities, new businesses to invest in and start and partner up in, new things to explore. Big difference from not simply content. An entrepreneur doesn't want to wake up and say, I hope get enough calls today to go do some work and pay some bills and get by. The entrepreneur is always looking to scale for massive success, to make a big difference in the world, to enact huge changes and get huge rewards from it. In capitalist society, the capitalist system. That's what capitalism's all about. In a socialist environment, yeah, you would have business owners. So you would own one business that the state would really own, but you could control one business. It'd basically be a job. But in capitalism, why just one? We can control multiple businesses and multiple branches and do all kinds of things. That's entrepreneurial. Well, the business owners, in my experience, that tend to stay on the business owner side, basically owning a job, are the ones who often don't do, in fact, for the most part, they don't do things they know they should, and sometimes they don't know they should, but they just don't do them because they don't feel like it. So they don't do the things, they don't take the actions that it takes to scale a business, to take advantage of new opportunities, to even seek out new opportunities. They'll say things to me like, when I'm teaching an introductory seminar or webinar or even tips like this, and their response is, wow, I never heard of that, or I never thought of it. Yeah, but I've been around teaching this stuff for a while, and other people have been teaching it for a while, and I have, if you look onto YouTube, I have hundreds and hundreds of videos. I've taught hundreds and hundreds of, probably nearly 1,000 seminars and spoken all over, and I have glowing testimonials all over the place on social media and on the internet and all, and I have some, of course, printed out in written form and whatever from people that have taken my advice, taken the advice of other sharp business consultants and thought leaders. And so for someone to just say, I hadn't thought of it, meant you're not looking for it, which is one of the things, by the way, that you got to do. Hey, Chris, even though you might not feel like it. You might not have woke up this morning or any day this entire year of 2018 and said, you know what I feel like today is doing some reading. Or I feel like watching some educational videos. Or I feel like taking some courses on entrepreneurialism, on marketing, on sales, on scaling a business. I think I want to take all the time and effort and investment of resources that it takes, and strategy and planning and money and everything and frustration, to put some systems into place in my business for the long-term betterment of the business. No, I don't feel like doing that. I much prefer to just put another ad in the paper, or, pay somebody to get my website up on the top of Google, or buy leads off the internet. That one always floors me. I had a conversation with somebody the other day. He's like, yeah, he contacted me, but he's like, yeah, he's a contractor, and he's like, yeah, I buy these leads from Home Advisor. And then I call them, and they all tell me they're getting calls from everybody else. So I talk to the home advisor. Yeah, they sell each lead to like 5 different companies. I'm like, no kidding. That's why for my clients, I help set up systems. Why don't you generate your own leads? So not only do you not have to buy them from somebody else who generates them, just because you won't do the work, nobody likes, most business owners, entrepreneurs don't like the grunt work of putting the systems together, but we love the results. So once you put your own lead generation system into place, not only do you not get leads that are shared by everybody else, but you don't have to buy them from a home advisor or somebody else, hey, Rich, but you can sell them to the contractors like they do. Or you can farm out the leads. So you can take the very best jobs for yourself, and then the low-level or crummier ones, you can farm out to people and charge them, or say, give me something in return, or whatever it is. Why don't you be in control? Why don't you be the entrepreneur? That comes from doing something that you don't like because you like the results. So my wish for you in 2018, dear viewer, listener, however you're consuming this, online, offline, social media, I put it everywhere. Happy New Year to you too, Rich. Good seeing you. Is to not think, boy, what do I want to do today? What would I like to do? What do I enjoy doing? It's what is most likely to get me towards my goals, to get me to the results that I want. And I'm going to get rid of this regardless of, gee, I don't feel like doing it crap. I mean, I've been doing these daily Facebook videos, blog posts, putting them up all over social media, whatever. I've been doing this for about 10 months. Do you think every single day I wake up and go, you know what I really feel like coming up with another topic and teaching people today for free on social media. I really like that. I really like... Now, there are some days that and you can ask my beautiful wife, Michelle, there's some days I go, oh, honey, I got to do my video. I got to do my video. Yesterday was one of those, New Year's Day. So, we went out for the first time in years. We went out on New Year's Eve. We're invited by a client to this posh country club New Year's Eve party, and we had some fun, got home late. When I got home, I watched the replay on TV of the Times Square. Just had to watch these people standing out there for 12 hours in diapers to watch a ball drop for like 15 seconds of fun and watching some entertainers or whatever. I had to watch that on TV. And so we didn't get to sleep till like 3, 4 in the morning. I guess we overnapped during the day to prepare for being up late. And so then, got up kind of late yesterday, and it being a holiday, and we're like watching some movies, and we just started watching another and another and another. By the way, one of the ones we watched yesterday, this movie called Marshall. Check it out if you get a chance. It's a biography of early days, pre-Supreme Court days of Thurgood Marshall, and what a fantastic... I went to law school. I have a law degree, so I love those kind of legal stories. But, man, that was just an awesome one. And then we watched a bunch of forgettable movies also that I couldn't even tell you the name of. And then I was like, honey, I got to do my video. And I'm like, I'm going to do a really short one, and that way it'll be short to record it, then it'll be short time to put it up all over the place, the rendering of it and all that kind of stuff won't take as long, and so that's what I got to do, and I went and I did it. I didn't say, I'm going to do a video today and every day because I like it. Sure, I like this topic. There are topics I like. There are times I love to get out here. Another spectacular, beautiful mid-70s day here in Arizona. We're suffering through another tough winter. And so it's not difficult or awful or hard for me to do what I do and to help business owners make lots of money and hopefully become entrepreneurs and scale things and make tons of money. But that's my take on the Donald Trump comment that he uses social media not because he likes it. Donald Trump being a successful business owner and now a successful politician. I mean, he won the presidency. He can't get much more successful than that, regardless of what you think about what he says or does while he's in office. Although, from a perspective of this, the broken, saggy economy we suffered through for the last about 10 years, he's been mammothly successful there and just getting started. But he did a lot of things he didn't want to do. You think as a billionaire he wanted to get on a plane and campaign in 2-3 stops a day sometimes all through the campaign season and still to this day get hated and yelled at and shouted down and made fun of everywhere, online, offline, whatever. You think he wants that? Like, he wants the results of it. It's likely that when he first started using social media, he liked it. When he first started campaigning and going to the rallies, he liked it. He gets excited by it. When I first started doing these videos, that was fun and exciting. And after about 2-3 weeks, I ran out of my initial topics because I sat there and said, I'll do a daily Facebook video. I can talk about this and that and this and that. After a few weeks, I kind of ran out of topics, and it became a little bit more of a chore. So some days it's fun, and I love it. Today's great. Other days, it's more of a chore, and that's why you see me record these usually later in the day, because I'm like, what am I going to talk about that today? I'm doing a big project. I'm doing something that makes a lot of money and is a lot of fun and can get a lot of great results. But then I have to take time out to do something for free and record a video and help people because I said I would, not because I necessarily like to. I could go on and on. If you've had success, you're thinking the same thing, whether it's in your private life or in your business life. You know it's often because you've done things, not because you like to, but because you like the results. So my wish for you in 2018 is you do more of that. And if you're looking to get out of just running a business and basically having a job and get to be an entrepreneur, then I'm hoping you take a lot of actions you don't necessarily like, but you take actions to put systems into place to scale things so you can take advantage of more and more and more opportunities without saying, oh, but there's so many things I have to do in my one business or my 2 locations or my little thing I got going on here to take advantage of big opportunities. My wish for you in 2018, you no longer have to say that. You set things up so your businesses can run without you, and you can take on more and more and more opportunities, have more and more fun, do more and more good, make more and more big changes for you, for your family, for employees, for your community, for the world, and you have a fantastic 2018. So that's it for today. I don't see any questions or comments. Again, Happy New Year to Rich, Chris, anybody else watching live. I didn't see all the names scroll by. And anybody else watching on the replay. And I will catch you back tomorrow on what is forecast to be another spectacularly beautiful Arizona winter day that's today's Topical Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wisdom Wednesday. I will catch you then. See, today feels like a Monday, doesn't it? Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.